Hi guys, welcome to Buzzing Pattaya, to our YouTube channel. Today I'm at the Ban Kruja Anti-Human Trafficking and Child Abuse Centre, and what I'd like to do is just ask one thing first. Please watch this video to the very end, because if nothing else, at least you'll see some of the things that do go on here that are less publicised and not very well known about. Alright, so what I want to do is I want to reach out to you and just say to you, would you please consider just supporting what I would like to do over the next few months. I just want to explain to you about what this place is all about, and obviously the name Anti-Human Trafficking and Child Abuse kind of gives it away, but I want to give you a bit more of an insight. Unfortunately, these children have all suffered at the hands of either their parents or their grandparents and have suffered severe abuse. Even more frightening is that some of them have been involved in the anti-human trafficking and have been passed around, etc, etc. When they go and they're found, they're put into orphanages and put into other similar establishments, but unfortunately, because of their history and because of what they've experienced, it's very hard for them to settle in with other children, because the other children don't actually understand what these kids have been through. So there kind of sometimes becomes a bit of a void between each other. So what happens is they come to places like this place here, which is Ban Kruja, and unfortunately the other children all understand what that person's been through because they've all suffered their own abuse. So it makes it a bit more of a safe haven for them. Now, unfortunately, because this building is a privately built building, it means that they get absolutely zero help from the government. Rightly or wrongly, it's irrelevant. The fact still remains they get zero help from the government. So what they do is they rely on generous donations from people like myself, like you, like everybody else, to come in here and give these children a little bit of hope and a little bit of something to help them get through this torrid time in their life. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask for you guys, please, would you kindly help me out? I'm going to do three things. The first thing is I'm going to take them for what's called Mookata. Now, if you're not sure what that is, when you've been riding around, you'll see these big restaurants where they have the barbecue and the hot coals underneath and all the vegetables and that. A lot of these children have never experienced that. So I would like to take them to Mookata. And that's something I want to raise the money for in the first block. And I want to do that by the end of this month. After Christmas, I want to come back in January, and I would like to take them all to what's called the Crocodile Farm, which is just not far from here. And again, it gives these children the opportunity to see the crocodiles, see the elephants, see the tigers and the giraffes, and generally experience things that they would never ever have seen before. I mean, can you imagine that? They've never seen animals like this before. And some of these children here are from the very young age of 2, 3 years old up to 16 years old. So during that period in their life, you would have hoped that they would have experienced this, but they haven't. So I want to take them at the end of January, and I want to take them to the Crocodile Park. Lastly, as I mentioned earlier, they rely purely and only on donations. So what I want to do is I want to raise enough money that we can buy each child a set of cutlery, which include a plate, a bowl, a fork, a spoon for eating the soup, and a plate to carry their food on. There are 46 children here. I want to raise enough money to provide for 55, because they do get children coming in staggered over the year. What I also want to do is raise enough money that every month we can come back, and I will video it so you can see what we're doing. I would like to come back each month and give them some much needed food. One of the things that they do currently in order to help subsidize their food is they try to grow their own herbs and grow their own vegetables, and I'll show you that in a second. It really is quite breathtaking as to what they have to do in order to survive here. The children live in dormitories. These dormitories, some have a mattress, some have to sleep on the floor because they can't adapt to sleeping on a mattress. They've never had a mattress. Some of them have to sleep side by side because they're frightened to stay on their own. These children really have gone through things that I wish nobody ever has to go through, but unfortunately it's the way it is here. So, as you know, we've got a Buy Me a Coffee link which we use throughout our series. If you're unaware of it, please, I will show you, it's in the description below. It doesn't matter how much you can give, it doesn't matter how little you can afford, whatever you can give will make a massive difference to these kids. And I really, really do put my heart out to you and say, please, would you help us to help these children? Because it really is something I really feel strongly about and want to do as much as we can in order to give them just a little bit of hope. I'm going to show you around the place now. You can see what's going to go on. I'll show you the kitchen, I'll show you the bedrooms, I'll show you all the things that they have, so you can see for yourself what they are experiencing. Everything that we raise will be a 100% open book. There's no hidden agendas here. Everything that we buy will be receipted, so you will see it, and I will video everything for you so you can see what money we have in, what money we put out, so there's no hidden agenda. All I want to do is ask you, please, would you help me to help support Bang Kruja? It's an anti-human trafficking and child abuse centre. All right, let's go and take a look at what goes on. And thank you very much for watching. And for those of you that can afford to help me, thank you so much. Your donations are so grateful. All right, so this is one of the 2 blocks they have where the boys sleep, and they separate the boys. They have the younger boys, which is in this room, and the older boys are in the other room. And as you can see by the beds here, there's all the mattresses. As I say, some of them sleep on the floor because they're not used to that, and some of them have to double up because they're very worried and very scared about being on their own. So it's quite heart tugging. I've got to be honest with you, it's really hot in here. There's no aircon. They have 3 big fans up here in the ceiling, but you know, this is really quite a hot place, and I wouldn't personally like to sleep in this because it really is hot. Okay, so this is where the older boys sleep. As you can see, they're used to the bed, so they each have their own bed. Clothes, if you are local and you're in the Pattaya area and you've got any clothes that you don't want, or you want any clothes that you could perhaps donate, please get in touch. We'll arrange to collect them somehow and we'll get them here, because the children don't have any clothes. They basically reuse each other's clothes. So as the older boys get older, they pass their shirts down to the younger ones. So if you do have any clothes that you don't need and your children have outgrown, please get in touch, let us know, because we'll happily try and arrange to get them collected and bring them down here. So, but this is their bedroom, as you can see. Okay, so where I am now is the girls' sleeping area. Obviously they sleep separately to where the boys are. The girls range from age 7 up to 15, and they sleep in here. And obviously, as you can see, it's a very cramped area, and for 10 girls to be sleeping in here, it must be quite an experience. Okay, so behind me here is their meditation area. Now basically what that is every day when they shower of an evening, they come here to meditate, and basically they're trained to try and think about positive things in their life rather than focusing on what's happened. Obviously we can't change the past, so what they're encouraged to do is to sit there and try and think about nice things, think about good things, and basically build them hope for the future. And this is done behind us. So, you know, in all fairness, it's a really great concept, and it's something that I think is a really positive means to help them try and change their way of thinking and to give them some future and some hope. Okay, so to finish off, we're now in their play area. They've got a small wide pen here with a couple of football goals and footballs. They've also got a small area just to the side where they can play on the slides and stuff, but when you see what I'm looking at now, as you can see, they're in much need of love and tender affection, because they're not exactly what you would call state-of-the-art play equipment. All right, so that's it really. I'm hoping you've watched this to the end. I really am, and I hope that at least, if nothing else, it's giving you an insight to the things that happen here and the kind of conditions that some of these children have to endure. As I said in the very beginning, I want to just clarify for you, there are 3 things I want to do. Number 1, I want to take them for Mookata so they can enjoy eating out in a restaurant that they've never had. I would like to, in the the end of January, I'd like to take them to the Crocodile Farm so they can go and see the animals, and again, things that they've never experienced. And then I want to raise money until the end of March, where we can provide them with plates and a bowl and a cup and a fork and spoons, etc. Things that they need, that we just take for granted that everybody has, but they don't have it. All right, so that's it from me. There is a link below to the coffee link. If you'd want to donate in a different way, maybe you want to use PayPal or whatever, please get in touch with me and I will give you all the details you need in order to help support what we want to do. Everything will be an open book. There'll be no hidden agendas. There's no hiding or anything like that. It's 100% straight down the line, and we will show the receipts of what we do, what we buy, etc., as we progress. All right, guys, so that's it from me today here on Buzzing Pattaya. Please, as I say, if nothing else, the tiniest amount will make a massive difference to these poor children here that have endured things that you and I, and hopefully will never ever have to experience in our life. All right, thank you very much for watching. Please remember, get in touch and let us know if you're helping us to help them. Thank you very much.